In this section of the lesson, we're looking at adding integers. Remember, if they're both negative, it's just adding the numerical values and the solution will be negative. If they're both positive, it's more of the same. We just add and the solution is positive. If there's a difference, if one term is positive and one term is negative, we look at the difference of their absolute values, and then if the positive number was bigger, the result is positive. If the negative number was bigger, then the result is negative. So with part A, we're given negative 13 plus negative 4. They're both negative, so we just add 13 and 4, and we know the solution is negative. 13 plus 4 is 17, so the solution is negative 17. Part B, we are given 10 plus negative 3. So in this case, one is positive, one is negative. So the textbook way of doing this is just to take the absolute value of each. Absolute value of 10 equals 10. But we'll go ahead and write this out as, and we look at the difference of their absolute values. 10 minus the absolute value of negative 3. So that's 10 minus 3, which equals 7. The positive value is bigger. 10 is bigger than 3. So the absolute value of 10 is bigger than the absolute value of negative 3. And therefore our solution is positive, so we're done here with 10 plus negative 3 is 7. Now honestly, what I like to do if you're adding a negative number, to me it just makes more sense to adding a negative number is the same thing as subtracting a positive number. So this equals 10 minus 3, which again equals 7. Now when we have the negative number first and it's bigger with part C, then the method makes a little bit more sense to find the difference of the absolute values. So we'll look at 10 is bigger than 4, so it's going to come first. The absolute value of negative 10 minus the absolute value of 4, that equals 10 minus 4, which equals 6. But the negative number, its absolute value is bigger than the absolute value of the positive number, so we know the answer is going to be negative. You could also just look at this as on a number line. Let's see, each one of these is 2, so that's negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10. We're going from negative 10, and we're going 4 in the positive direction. So negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, negative 6. Each one of these is 2, so this would be negative 8, and then right here would be negative 6. But we went 4 in the positive direction, and we end up at negative 6. 6 plus negative 13, again we'll look at the absolute value, the difference of the absolute values. So the absolute value of negative 13 minus the absolute value of 6, that equals 13 minus 6, which equals 7. The negative number's absolute value was bigger, so we know that the solution is negative, and therefore the answer is negative 7.